This is the After Hours discussion with your hosts, the HLX.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the After Hours discussion. I'm your host, the HLX, and welcome to my dear media land. Don't go anywhere because this host is about to do the most.
Check in for all new episodes of the After Hours discussion every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Time on YouTube.
All right, what's up, everybody? Again, welcome back to the After Hours discussion. Last week, we were joined by S&I with a big banger on 4th of July to kick it off. But this week, we're going to keep that momentum going, especially with music-related, because this week, I have Sinister Group's music, very own TB Zello. What's up, man? What's up, guy? Thank you for being here. Thank you. How you doing, Zello? How was it? How was it getting here?
Oh, it was easy.
Easy? How long did it take you to get here?
30 minutes.
Nice. All right. Zello. Let's dip right into the good stuff, man. I mean, after having a few conversations with you, first things first is Zello. Where does the name Zello come from?
The name, I basically got the name around the time, like, when I first started rapping, I ain't really had no name for myself. So it was like, I had to find the name. And then it was like, all right, so I started off making music by listening to people like I liked, and then Pop Smoke like came out with a song. I forgot which song. It was like one of his hottest songs, and he was like, "Chumma Thought, give me lit," and then it was like I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be Thought Boy Zello," but I just created a new meaning to the Thought name. It was just like different. It was like I just changed the meaning to it. So.
Right, because in this generation, I think that's used in the different terms. But on the side of Thought Boy, where did Zello come from? The part Zello.
So, and then I'm gonna clarify, because most people be like, they'll be like, oh, your name Thought Boy Zello, oh, that means you just do all this and that with female. I be like, no, that's not how I came up with my name. Right. And maybe even in the younger state of mind, that's not even what I was thinking. What I was thinking was, I'm gonna thought for bread. So I do anything to make money, to like, not anything, but like anything that's not gonna downplay my morals, to make some money, that's gonna give me some cash to feed my little one. That's how I'm gonna make that bread, bro.
All right.
That's where that came from. And then Zello came from, I was going to this elementary school out west, called Heffron, and it was another kid in school in the same class as me named Isaiah, and both our nicknames Zay. So they was like, oh, we can't call y'all the same thing, so we definitely got to change your name. Since I was like Isaiah number 2, they was like, okay, we gonna call you Zello, and then that's how Zello got stuck to me.
Okay, all right, so TB Zello, I see. All right, cool. And so we're moving on, from the name part. When is it that you decided to really get involved into music? Whether it originated from a super young age, we can start there, or was there a specific year that this is completely like, I'm going to get to it? Were there people that influenced you on the side of Pop Smoke, like you mentioned? What was it?
I started making music around the time, I think that was around the time like XXXTentacion was hot too.
Okay.
So I started making music around like the emo era, rap and stuff like that. Right. And then it was like my cousin was trying to get me to do music for a long time when I was like little, but I didn't want to do it. Okay. But like in 2015, he had sent me a beat, and he was like, write something to this beat. And I finally had did it, and it was bogus. It was like trash, and it was like, but what's crazy is it made me want to write to it again. Mm-hmm. So I wrote to it again, and he liked it, and it was like that's what made me start wanting to do music a lot, because it was like something that took me away from where I was at and helped me overcome like what I was thinking about, and it was like easy for me to put it on paper.
Okay, and then again, so you Pop, and I know we had a small conversation about Wayne.
Yeah,
when somebody else will spark that inspiration? Yeah,
most definitely. I basically grew up with the same cousin that got me into rapping. That's who, like, that's what house I was at when I first seen the music video. I first seen Stunning Like My Daddy and, like, The Block Is Hot from, like, Wayne and stuff like that. So when I first seen that coming up, like, it was, like, that made me like, I wasn't even thinking to be no rapper at that time, but it was, like, that inspired me to, like, oh, yeah, I see that. I like that. Like, that's cool.
So on the side of big, like, big names like, Pop, Wayne, anybody else who actually inspired you as far as on the music career side of things, as far as like maybe family? I know you mentioned your cousin, but parents, anybody who also might have that good sparked that, inside of Zello.
Yeah, I got a lot of talented family. Like my family do, like a lot of my family write poetry. Like my OG write poetry, and then like my little sister, she could rap a little bit too.
Okay.
But mainly like I started out doing the hip hop part of the music. Like mostly they was doing like poetry or artwork. They artists. Like a lot of my family is artists too. And
Okay.
but the main person that rap for real is my cousin. Kevo the Prince, yeah, he started me to rapping. Like he started me to like just do this for real. You could do this.
Okay. Oh. Hey, any more on top of that? Like,
And then
anybody
it was
else?
just like, my OG. She was like just one of my biggest supporters to like push me out there to like, okay, now we got to get somebody that can help you get to a spot where you can get seen. So it was like, yeah.
Okay, and after speaking with your mom a little bit, which I see that she pushes you, by the sounds of it, again, creating music videos for you, helping you out in those ways. Definitely, I can agree that she's a huge influence to you as far as anything that has to do with pushing out, for social medias and, music and anything just Zello related.
Yeah.
So that's on the side of that, was there any other career choice that you've been wanting to take or you may be thinking about taking in the past?
Yeah. All through elementary, I played ball. Like I hooped all through elementary. In high school, I played JV. I was gonna play for varsity, but I didn't make the tryouts because I didn't know the date of the tryouts. So I had to play JV. But then I was gonna try to work my way to varsity over the time. But I forgot what happened. I think my little brother, it was one of our homies had just came out of he had just got back out of jail. Me and my two other brothers, we was on the same team. We played for Legal Prep High School.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Washington, out west somewhere in Chicago. I'll be forgetting Washington or close to Cosner somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But we played for that school, and after they took my little brother out to school, because one day my homie had got out of jail, and my little brother was on his way to school, but he had told him to come to the crib with him. He had just got out of jail. He told him to smoke with him, and before he go to school. And then my little brother tweaked. He popped a pill before he went to school.
Oh,
and so
man.
So when he got to school, I seen him. He got to school third period.
Okay.
So I see him, and I'm like, "What's wrong with you, bro?" I'm seeing him he don't look like himself, and I'm noticing I'm like, oh nah, bro. I'm like, they gonna be able to tell. And soon as he went into class, they called the ambulance to come get him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he literally had to
Get rushed.
Yeah, he got rushed to the ambulance. But after that, he stopped popping pills.
Yeah.
But after that, it stopped. After that, he got took out to school.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped hooping.
Mm-hmm.
It was
so that was just
it was because it was he was low key. He was on varsity. That's crazy.
Wow.
My little brother was on varsity. He had made the tryouts. I didn't make the tryouts in time, so he was on varsity. And what was crazy was he didn't get kicked out. They suspended him, but my mama took him out to school.
Gotcha.
So it was after that, me and my other brother, it was we didn't even really want to hoop no more. It was
that motivation that was just lost.
Yeah.
A good question then. I mean, right now that you're so deep into music, you're getting so involved. If you had the choice right now to go the basketball route or to continue going with music, would you still?
I'ma still do music.
You would still choose the music side?
Yeah, only because I know the difference between what I could do with music and what I could do with hooping. Music is more of creativity wise, hooping more of athleticism. So I'm very athletic, but it's competing wise with around the world. It's you gotta be real with yourself too sometimes. So it's I know the lane I could take, I know my route I could take, and I'm very good at what I do. So it's I got good feedback from what I do too. So it's I'm confident on what I could do in my lane of what lane that I chose. Yeah, and then I chose it for a reason. So it was I couldn't control me wanting to be in the NBA. I can't control that. That's just something I want to do. If I can't do it, I can't do it. So then I found something else that took my mind off that, took my time off that, and it was music.
Good. All right, Zello. I'm gonna have you hold off on extra little details, right? Because right now we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. When we get back, I want to dip into a few different details as far as in relation to your music. All right, then. So don't go anywhere, guys. Stay with us because Zello's gonna get into some good details as far as music related. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And we're back. This is the After Hours discussion with your host, the HLX.
All right, guys, welcome back to the After Hours discussion. Again, I'm your host, the HLX, joined here with Zello. Zello, let's introduce back to the people.
Yo, man, how y'all doing, man? I thought it was Zello. Y'all already know, man.
All right, Zello, so we left off talking about as far as, a lot of the pieces that put together, this spark for you to go into music, right? So, and I know 2015 was a mark that you started, like you had mentioned, 2015, you started writing again, you started getting into it. Fast forward 2019, COVID happens. How did this affect Zello as far as the music production related?
2019, I had just had my son, so it was kind of crazy for me because it was me worrying about my son because he easy to get sick too.
Okay.
So it was and he got sick that year too. He had got sick like around 7 months into 2019 or something like that, and because he was born in January, he was born at the beginning of that. So it was COVID was me learning how to basically be a father and sharpen my tools for the music. It was me able to take my time and learn how to create my craft and formula.
All right. And again, as far as COVID, to create music, I know you mentioned a few things to me behind the cameras, of course. What are some of those things that took into play when that happened, COVID? Like production, how were you able to produce music and start? What were you doing during that time with music related?
Around that time, I was basically I was really going to any studio I could, but I was basically working with Wild Style from Crucial Conflict. He basically produced a lot of my music. So,
okay.
Yeah, he actually was helping me sharpen my tools too, helping me learn how to basically get better at promoting myself and as well as learning who I am within the music. So that's what COVID did for me. COVID was learn who you are, sharpen your tools, and then get ready to put out work.
Okay. And so you mentioned name right now. So I know you've worked with previous people, as far as in your music, managers. Is that a safe term to say, managers?
Yes.
Talk about a little about your history though, because I know you said you had two previous before you actually met Sean.
Yeah. My first manager was a manager. His name was Lucky. They called him Country, and he was actually a cool dude. He actually gave me my first interview with some people. It was just the interview was done bad. It was the way the interviewer came about talking to me, he was coming at me because I was a young artist. I didn't know what I was doing at the time. It was my first interview, so he basically tried to make a fool out of me on his show. And I'm pretty sure if I get famous, they're going to probably find a clip or something. They're going to find it somewhere. They're going to find the clip. But I wasn't tripping on that. It was my first interview. It was my first time getting put out there. I had no music put out at all. I was in a group of 30 people. So it was I ain't had no music put out and nothing like that. That was my first manager. Okay. And I had to lead that group because they started taking me out tracks and stuff. Okay. And I was the youngest one in the group, and I had no say-so over, who keep the, files and who keep on who music, because the person that was making our beats, he had trademarked all the beats. That was his beats, so.
All right, and then you moved, and then you had a second one.
Then I had a second manager. He claimed, I don't know if it's true, but he claimed to be Dwayne Wade's brother at the time. Oh. I'm going to tell you his name. His name Paul Reed. His name is Paul Reed, but at the time he claimed to be Dwayne Wade's brother. I don't know if it's true or not. Wow. I'm not saying that, that he really is, but at the time he was claiming to be Dwayne Wade's brother. He said he didn't want to be a burden on his brother, and he didn't want to piggyback off his brother money and stuff like that. He wanted to do his own thing in the music business and stuff like that. So it was he had started to help me out. I paid him for the first month of managing me and stuff like that. And then it got crazy weird because he started needing extra money for phone bills and stuff like that, and then it was I can't do it. I got money for studio time. I can't give you money for your phone bill and stuff like that. So it was
we're gonna need to reach out to Dwayne Wade with that one, see if this is true.
Yeah, see if that's true. I definitely got to find out if this is true or not. I gotta figure that out on the road.
Hey, thank you for sharing that, man. And then you fast forward again and Sean.
Yes.
Put in the picture.
Yeah, CEO Sinister.
Yes, sir. The Sinister Music Group.
Sinister Music Group. SMG the label, G.
Hey, yeah. When did Sean come into play?
Okay, so after I had my son, right before that we was working on music already. Okay. But around the time I had my son, he had a song that he was working on, in the kitchen, and I actually shout out my manager. He's my son's uncle. So I had already knew my manager before he was even my manager. We had already had a connection, a relationship, like we already was locked in from the jump. So it was like when he was working on some music in the kitchen, and then I was like, I got some lyrics that can go with that. And then I just showed it to him, and we created a song together. And then he had already had his label put together. And then I liked it. I liked the vision he had. And I really ain't had no resources at the time. And he was like my backbone to like my next big thing to be pushed to do it again. Like that was like after my second manager, I was kind of like drowned out. I was like, I don't even think I want to do this no more. Like I don't even think this for me. But then after I met him, it was like it raised my spirits to keep going again.
So you would say it's safe to say that your biggest, the biggest challenges you faced were before even Sean came like fully into the picture. Those were your biggest challenge with the two other managers, the group, having to get kicked out or having to leave, having to get taken out of tracks, unappreciated, would you say all that was definitely the biggest challenges you faced?
Yeah, that was most definitely.
Okay, and so from where you stand today, Zello, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What do you see? Where do you want to see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, I see myself with my own label. I see myself, competing. I want to compete with the industry big. I want to compete with artists. I want to compete with the labels. I want to be able to put out like, not just one category of music. I want to be able to put out for everybody, so that way I can bring like more like. I want to be able to bring more love into music instead of like pushing the violent side of music. Like I don't condone in the violent side of music. I do condone in defending yourself. Right. But what I also do is I make sure I don't make my music to talk about like, oh, I'm gonna kill you, or I'm gonna do this, or I make music and defending myself and showing you what I can do and showing you what I'm capable of. But I'm not too thirsty to speak on that. Like, you see what I'm saying? Right. You see what I'm saying? Like, I want you to be able to listen to my music and feel good about yourself and feel good about what you're doing and the people around you and how it make you feel. Like.
And I love it because nowadays I feel like a lot of the music that's been pushed out has a lot to do with that. Like, a lot of the music that we push out, that's what it's about, and to hear this, honestly, it's a breath of fresh air, seriously. Kudos to you for Zello on that part, on the way you decided to take, your route as a musical artist, because again, not many people will even come out and even say that if that's what they're trying to do, the way I see it. For you to come out, and to like present yourself in that way, like that's incredible. And would you say your kid has a lot of influence on that?
Yeah, and that's another reason why I chose the way I took with the music. Like, I still can make like that type of music, drill music and stuff like that. But I understand the areas. Like, I don't go dissing nobody or nothing like that either and stuff like that. Like, I understand the areas that you keep yourself in to make the music. If people want to hear that type of music, you make them happy in that type of way. But you do it in a way that don't harm people. You do it in a way that's gonna elevate them and not tear them down or make them want to go hurt somebody or hurt themselves. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the best way to go. And my son is very influential. Like, he actually helped me come up with a song before. Like, my son actually helped me make a couple songs before, just like off of him picking a beat. Like, he done came in and like, you like this beat? He like, yeah, I like that. And he'd get the bob into it and stuff like that. So yeah, he done helped me make some songs before. He done said a couple words that helped me put on some songs and stuff like that. So yeah, he most definitely influenced.
Awesome. All right, Zello. All right then. So we're going to take another quick commercial break, but when we get back, I know for a fact it's going to be good because Zello's actually going to be performing a little something for us guys. So don't go anywhere, stay with us, because when we get back, Zello's going to perform an original. So we're back.
If you're looking for a tattoo apprenticeship and can't find a good place to take one, look no further. Welcome to Toltec Tattoo, where you can get taught the basics of tattooing and more advanced techniques by Julio Gomez, a tattoo artist with over 15 years of experience. By the end of the training, you'll have the right skills and techniques to get you tattooing in a healthy and safe way and start your tattoo career. If you're interested in becoming a tattoo apprentice, speak to us today.
All right, guys, and like I promised you, here he is performing Hey, SMG Zello.
Hey, oh yeah. Hey. AHLXS production.
Just tell me what you need. Hey, just tell me what you see. Hey, hey. Just tell me how you feel. Hey, just know that this is real. Hey, just tell me how you want it, you ride it. It's getting harder to fight it. Just tell me how you want it, you live it. Cause when you left, you took a piece of me. Switched up everything I knew. Hey, you switched up everything I knew. I get amused by the side of you. Fuck, why do I get amused by the side of you? I shouldn't want you, but I do. Just like these demons in my room. Too many lies, she can't see the truth. She really got me going, okay. Just tell me what you need. Hey, just tell me what you see. Hey, yeah. Just tell me how you feel. Hey, just know that this is real. Hey, just tell me how you want it, you ride it. It's getting harder to fight it. Just tell me how you want it, you live it. Cause when you left, you took a piece of me. I'm so over this. Fuck, yeah, I'm so over it, yeah. I'm so low inside, attacking my heart. I'm under bliss, yeah. My schedule's underlined, so maybe you should leave if you don't see fit, ayy. My schedule's underlined, so maybe you should leave if you don't see fit. Just tell me what you need, hey. Just tell me what you see, hey baby, yeah. Just tell me how you feel, oh yeah. Just know that this is real, hey, hey. Just tell me how you want it, you ride it. It's getting harder to fight it. Just tell me how you want it, you live it. Cause when you left, you took a piece of me. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. Attacking my heart is under.
All right. Zello, SMG Zello. Good stuff, man. I love it. I loved it. All right. Zello, where does one get the creative mind to write something like this?
I most definitely came up with it after a little while after I had made Talk a Lot. I was thinking more to grab the female's attention.
Okay.
It came from relationship problems and stuff like that, and then it was just basically me trying to grab more of the female aspect of the music side.
Okay, all right. And you just mentioned Talk a Lot.
Yeah.
I know you've worked on this one for a good while. How you were mentioning it to me. Talk a lot a little bit before we.
Yeah, Talk a Lot. It was just another play on relationships and what I was going through at the time, man. Luckily, Talk a Lot. We dropped Talk a Lot in I think it was probably March of last year, something like that. And we did. I had 100K. I had number 29 on iTunes and Apple Music. So it really we charted big that time. So yeah, Talk a Lot really helped me get into. Really gave me the motivation to keep doing my music, definitely.
Right, I think definitely takes that one, like, spark. On the side of Talk a Lot right now, is that you would say that's your latest project right now released?
Released. My latest project was just viral. I got a shout out CEO Sinister, man. I got a song with him that I just dropped. We call it Viral. What's crazy, it was gonna be called TikTok, but we was gonna get copyrighted for that. So it's like we had to call it Viral. But we most definitely just dropped that. That's at 13,000 views right now on YouTube.
Really?
So yeah. And then I got
check it out, guys.
Yeah, and then I got that coming. Hey, what I just performed, and then I got another song called Congre coming out too, with another artist, with a UGTV artist that we work with most definitely.
So, all right. And when will what you just performed? When would that be coming out?
Most likely, we're trying to get to come out within the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
So most definitely,
2 weeks. All right.
We getting an animated video together for it. So yeah, most definitely, y'all check that out.
All right.
Y'all gonna be go to my IG TB_Zello. Y'all be able to get updated on everything that I do new. I post all my everything on all my new music and my snippets on IG and my TikTok. So yeah.
All right. And any Facebook accounts? I mean, you might let them know exactly where we can find.
Y'all can find me at TB_Zello at IG, Zay on Facebook, or ThoughtBoy Zello on Facebook, or you can even add my PSN Killer_King_Zello. I play with everybody. I game.
Nice,
I do all
nice.
that. Yeah.
We have to call Silverback Mel back. All right, we have to get him. We're gonna have to get him on gaming with you, man. All right, so gaming. And I know you mentioned that you're actually planning on possibly changing the name up a little bit.
Yeah.
Any last minute comments on that? What's it gonna be?
Most definitely, I was changing my name to SMG Zello or just Zello mainly. But yeah, I was dropping the Thought Boy. But it's my name. I'm keeping it already. But I'm just dropping it and, just changing it to Zello now.
You're going to make it official.
Yeah, I was younger when I came up with that name. It's like, now I'm grown. It's like, now I got to change my name.
All right. I mean, anything last minute words you want to tell people before we get going?
Man, I love everybody that helped support me on the last video shoot that we just did with Congre. I got a whole bunch coming up. I got a lot of new music on the way right now with a lot of new artists. Shout out my boy HBK Benz, you feel me? We just got a feature doing called No Faces. That's coming soon too. We shooting a video for that. Shout out Rio Calix, man. Congre on the way. Then we got a lot of music on the way, man. It's just up from there. SMG, man. You already know.
All right, guys, and that was it for today's episode. Again, I was joined here by Zello. Let's close him out.
You already know. SMG Zello, a.k.a. Thought Boy Zello.
All right, guys, and join us because next week we're going to be joined by a different type of talent. That's right, not a gamer, not a musician. He's actually a wall ambassador, owner of How to Fade Barber School. Nieves Almaraz will be with us next week. And again, I thank you for being here with us on the After Hours discussion. I'm your host, the AHLX. Until next time.
Thanks for tuning in on the After Hours discussion. Until next time.